So, good evening, guys. I know that today we have a quiz, but anyway, I wanted you to have fun with something for today. So, let me ask you about this, okay? I'll show you this on the presentation. Here we go. Now, Susan, please, when I want to move to another slide, can you press space for me? Okay? Can you press space when I want to move? So, do you work, guys? Or would you like to get a job outside of Syria?
No.
You would like to work here?
No.
Out?
Yes.
Okay, so this is here a job announcement. Do you know what is a job announcement? It is when someone wants to hire someone. And if, for example, if I am an owner of a restaurant, I would like to hire someone, I will post a job announcement. Okay? So here, they're saying what? We are hiring. Who are they hiring? What do they want? Do they want a chef, football player, what?
No, account manager.
Okay, so and do they need anyone? Can anyone jump and become an account manager?
No.
They have to have what specific qualifications? Do you know what are like qualifications? For example, my qualifications like I have an IELTS degree, I also have a TESOL degree, and so on. So these are qualifications. What are your qualifications, for example?
I have the bachelor degree.
A bachelor degree, nice. So here, if I ask you this, what would be the first step that you'll do to get this job? Will you call them and say, hey, I want to work as an account manager for you? Or would you just go to their office and say, hey, I want to work?
No.
What would you do? You will make what? A CV. Do you know how to make a CV?
Yes.
What are the parts of the CV? Can you tell me? Tell me this. What do you know about a CV? What do you put inside of a CV?
Personal picture.
Personal picture, maybe. What else?
Contact information.
Contact information. Nice. What do you also put? Maybe you put your experience, correct? You work with,
Experience.
yes, and what?
Skills.
Skills, nice, and
Education.
nice, perfect. Like, do we put them in any order or do we have to organize them? So let's see. Here, we have the things that you just said. As you said, we have the name, the contact details, the skills and personality traits, and the interests. Interests. Do you know what is this? And for example, if you're interested in reading, writing, programming, blah blah blah. And the most important part about the CV is what? Your education and your qualifications plus your experience. But we cannot just place them any way we like. They have importance. For example, you see, here I have an outline. Again, what is this? It's an outline, or like it's a map to show what's the most important to mention. So as we said, we have the skills, name, education, interests, and references, and experience, and contact details. So, which one do you think should go first here? Take your time to think. Yes, the name, and what?
Contact.
And the address maybe. Good. Why? Why should it go first? Why can't I put it here? Is it more important first? Is it more important to know, or is it less important?
More important.
Yes, it's more important. Why? Because imagine this. Someone does not know your name and you're giving him a CV. It's not good. Or he can see your name at the last part. Again, no, you cannot do this. So, and the second part, Susan, what do you think? Now, Jafar said, okay, the name and the contact details. Now, the second part, what do you think that it's important to see at the second part? Look at this. I'm an employer. I will ask you about your name and I will ask you about your contact details. After this, it's important for me to know about what? Your what? Your education. Correct? So I'll talk about my education here. Okay, what about the last part? The third part?
experience.
Good, because I want to know, have you worked for a long time or you worked only for like 1 year or 2 months? Okay, after the experience,
Skills.
skills and interests. Good. So now we have the basic outline for a good CV. So this is a sample, you see, as you just said, just as you mentioned, the personal profile, education qualifications, and experience. Now, there are do's and don'ts. Do you know what is this? Do's and don'ts. And there are things in the CV that I tell you, Jaffa, it's good to do this in the CV. It's good to write this. But some things are bad in the CV. Like what? Number one, can you read it, Jaffa?
Lead.
Lie.
Lie.
You know what is lie? And for example, I tell you this. I can speak 7 languages: English, Arabic, Spanish, Argentina. Is this good?
No.
You can't lie because they will find out eventually and no one will accept you at his job. Number 2,
Use more than
2
two
pages.
pages.
Do you want to have a big CV?
No.
Do you think that the employer has time to read it?
No.
No, you have to make it short and straightforward. Good. Number 3,
Leave
gaps.
gaps.
Gaps is like spaces in the timeline of your work. Yani for example, you might tell me, I worked for 2006 and then I worked at 2010. What did you do in the 4 years? You see? We want to know. Like finally, number 4,
Have any spelling.
spelling or grammar errors.
Grammar errors.
Yani for God's sake, can I apply for a position of teacher and I have grammar mistakes in my CV?
No.
No, this will be bad. So these are the do's or the don'ts? The don'ts. Now moving on to the do's, so I'm gonna be quick with them. Be positive, energetic, like me. Or highlight your skills, your relevant skills. Yani for example, to understand relevant, if you're applying to become a policeman, would you say I love cookies?
No.
Would you say I have skills in maybe playing football?
No.
You don't, so it's not relevant. You have to be relevant. Use evidence. You know what's evidence? Evidence is like a clue. For example, if I want to be a graphic designer, I will show them my work. It's an evidence. Okay?
Okay.
Be brief and to the point. And be short in your CV. Check the spelling mistakes. And align the skills and experience to what the employer is looking for. And if the employer is looking for the programming thing, you must talk more about your program. Deal? So now here, we don't want to see this. These are bad CVs, but this is more important for us. So here, I have a job announcement for a company. This company is looking for what? A sales executive. Do you know what does this mean, sales executive? It's like a person who is responsible to sell things, okay? And for example, do you know here the company Chocolatino? Chocolatino, here, it's really close to us. They sell chocolates.
Yeah.
So maybe they might be looking for a sales executive, someone who would be able to organize selling. So here, what do they want you to do? Can you read please, Susan?
As a sales executive,
Mm-hmm.
you will
Contact.
contact clients and explain about the training.
Programs we provide. So this is like a company that provides training programs, okay? So, there are requirements. There's required education. What's the required education? Bachelor degree in business administration or related field. And also what?
Knowledge in using online communication
Apps, such as maybe Zoom or Google Meet and etc. And you will have responsibilities. They have to tell you what you are going to do. So what are the responsibilities? Let's make it short. Contacting clients with what? Online apps. And number 2, to convince the clients. And if they don't want to buy, you have to convince them. You have to tell them about how much training is good or how much maybe your education is good. So you have to convince them to what? For them to participate in your programs. Easy? So here, in my hand now, this is your opportunity. In my hand I have 4 CVs of 4 different people. Now you guys together will work like an HR team. Now you will look at each CV, okay? and you would tell me which one do you think is more appropriate for the job. For example, if someone was working as a vendor, do you remember this word, the vendor? Would he fit this job?
No.
If someone was working as a salesperson, would he fit with this job?
Yes.
If someone had an education maybe in law, would he work for this job? No. But business administration, and he must be, he must have a bachelor degree. Easy. So here you go. The 4 CVs are in your hands, and I'll come back to you. So here you have 1 or 2 CVs, and here you also have another CV.